Hello viewers, I am SS Hiremath, Assistant Master, Government High School. Today I am before you to discuss about if clause or conditional clause.
If we want to make if clause, we need two sentences or two statements. One is if clause or a conditional clause, and another one is a result clause or consequence clause. Meaning and definition of the if clause. The if clause tells you the condition or situation, and the main clause tells you the result or the effect. The order of the clauses does not change the meaning. For example, if we solve old question papers, it will easy for exam. Suppose we change the order of the clause, it will easy for exam if we solve old question papers. Okay, there are four types of if clauses or conditional clauses. The first one is type 0 clause, second one is type 1 clause, third one is type second clause or 2 clause, last one or fourth one is type 3 clause. The zero conditional is used to talk about things which are always true. It means whether it is in present tense, past tense, or future tense, such as scientific facts and general truths. The sentence structure of zero clause is present tense in the if clause and present tense in the main clause. Okay, let us see examples for zero clauses. If you cross an international deadline, the time changes. This always happens every time when you cross a deadline. Let us see the second example. If the earth doesn't rotate around the sun, there isn't days and nights. See this example. If the earth does not rotate, there is no days and nights. Uh, it is always happens, means it is a scientific truth. That's why we used here doesn't is present tense and isn't is also present tense. Let us see next example. If you freeze water, it becomes solid or ice. Wherever or whenever you freeze water, it becomes a solid or ice. Let us solve example. If the sun goes down, it dash dark. The options are got, gets, would get, would have got. What may be the right answer here? If the sun goes is in present tense, that's why we have to use gets. Gets dark. If the sun goes down, it gets dark, because goes is a simple present tense and the going of sun is universal truth or scientific fact. That's why we use here uh, simple present tense gets. Let us see next example. Plants dash if they don't get enough water. So don't get is in a simple present tense, and getting of water is a scientific truth or scientific fact. Plants options are would die, die, and last one is would have died. If they don't get enough water, water means plants die. Let us see the next example. If you mix red and blue, you dash purple. So when we mix red and blue colors, what color we get? So here will get, would get, would have got. These are the options. Uh, which may be the right option here? I think get is the right option, appropriate answer. Let us see next example. If the doorbell rings, the dog barks. So whenever or wherever the doorbell rings, automatically it is a nature of dog to bark. Yes, The options are will bark, would bark, barks, would have barked. Yes, the right option is barks. Yes, let us see next example. If you add 10 and 11, what dash you get? So when we add numbers or digits, what dash we get? What means adding of numbers is in present tense, and it is a scientific fact, and it is a universal truth. Whenever you add in present tense or in future tense or in past tense, you add 10 and 11, what options are: do you get, will you get, would you get? I think do is the appropriate answer. So if you add 10 and 11, what do you get? So so far we have studied zero condition. Let us see the structure of the zero clause is present tense in the if clause and simple present tense in main clause. Let us see type 1 clause. uh, Type 1 clause tells us, um, uh, it expresses a situation in which the end result would be the one most likely happen. This, however, is not guaranteed outcome. The sentence structure of type 1 clause is simple present tense in the if clause and simple future tense in the main clause. How can you identify it is a simple present tense? We can identify the if clause is in present tense on the basis of do, does, we1, we-us and other be forms of the verbs, and sometimes if the sentence is negative, we negative it means it may be not. And how can you identify simple future tense, or how do you use in a simple future tense? By using the verb will or won't. Let us see the examples for type 1 clause. If I have a time, I will type that letter. So have is in the present tense and will type, automatically it is in future tense. So let us see the next example. If I see her, I will give her the book. So it is seeing is in present tense, so will give is in future time. Okay, let us see next example. If you study hard, you will pass the exam. Yes, when we study hard, automatically we will pass the exam. Let us see the example with the options. If it rains, it I dash stay at home. So when it rains, the option which may be the right answer here: would, will, would have. So I go with will. Yes, I will stay at home. Let us see the next example. If the weather is fine, we dash go to the park. Options are would have, last one is will. So the weather is in present tense, automatically we have to use will. Yes, if the weather is fine, we will go to the park. Let us see next example. If you practice every day, you dash improve. The options are will, would have. The right option is practice is in present tense. That's why we have to use a simple future. The simple future verb is will. So if you practice every day, you will improve. Let us see next example. If you leave the glass, what may be the result here? It dash break. The options are would, will, would have. If you leave the glass, it will break. Let us see next example. If we don't hurry, we dash get the train in time. Uh, don't hurry is in negative simple present tense. So that's why we have to use here negative future tense. Uh, the options are will, would have, won't. The right option is, I think, won't, because do not is in simple present tense and it is in negative sense. That's why we have to choose negative future. That's why the right answer is we won't get the train in time. Let us see the next example. If I have enough money, I dash buy a car. So options are have is in present tense, so that's why we go with uh, future tense. Options are would, will, would have. I think uh, will is the right option because have is in simple present tense, so that's why we use simple present tense, maybe uh, present tense. That's why we have to go with will. The structure of type 1 clause is simple present tense in if clause and simple future tense in the main clause. Let us see type 2 clause. Type 2 clause is used to imagine present or future situations that are impossible or unlikely in reality. The structure of type 2 clause is simple past tense in if clause and future past in the main clause. How can you identify it is a simple past tense? We can identify the simple past tense on the basis of verb in V2 form and helping verb did, and if the statement is negative, we have to identify uh, on the basis of didn't. So how can you make the main clause uh, in future past? We can make it future past using the verb, model verb would or wouldn't. Let us see examples, we will come to know. Mm, let us see the first example. If you attended the class, you would get an idea about the question paper pattern. So attended is in simple past. uh, so according to type 2 rule, we have to use future past tense. So that's why future past verb of a future past is would. Sorry. Let us see the next example. If I won the lottery, I would buy a house. So one is simple past. So that's why we have to use here uh, future past verb would. Uh, if I won the lottery, I would buy a house. Uh, I think it is a interrogative sentence. What would you do if you weren't sick? Suppose a warrant is in simple past tense, that's why here used uh, future past verb would. Let's see next example with their options. If I were you, I dash not do this. I were is in simple past tense. The options are would, will, would have. I think were is simple past tense. That's why I go with would. If I were you, I would not. I would not do this. Let's see next example. If you participated in the election, people dash choose you. So participated is in simple past tense. That's why we have to use the would, will, would have. I think would is the right option, so that's why I go with would. If you participated in the election, people would choose you. Let's see next example. If she weren't ill, if she weren't ill, she dash go to the school. Weren't is in simple past. That's why the options are would have, will, would. I think option is would. If she weren't ill, she would go to the school. Let's see next example. If I didn't go to the office in time, They dash dismiss me. Didn't. It is in a negative sense. Did is a simple past, and automatically, according to rule, the option is would. The structure of a type 2 clause is if the statement of if clause is in past time, we have to use future past would. If we want to make it negative, we have to use it wouldn't in the consequence clause. Let us see type 3 clause. Type 3 clause is used to explain that present circumstances would be different if something different had happened in the past. Totally, it is unreal, impossible condition. The structure of type 3 clause is past perfect tense in the if clause, future perfect tense in the main clause. What is the structure of type 3 clause? The structure of type 3 clause is had or hadn't in if clause, and would or wouldn't have plus V3 form in the main clause. Let us see examples for type 3 clause. We will come to know. Uh, Example, the first example, if I had got gold medal, I would have been happy. So had is past perfect. So we have to use here future perfect in main clause. If I had studied hard, I would have passed the exam. Had is in perfect tense, that's we have used here future perfect tense in the main clause. Okay, let us see the next example. If you had invited me, I would have come. Had is perfect tense, so we have to use it here future perfect tense. Let us see the next example with the following options. If I had the opportunity, I dash dash done it. Uh, had is a perfect tense according to rule. Which option we have to choose here? We have to choose here future perfect option. So will is simple future, would is past future, so would have is future perfect. That's why I go with would have. If I had opportunity, I would have done it. Okay, let us see next example. If it hadn't rained, I dash dash done it. Hadn't, negative sense. Had is past perfect. If it hadn't rained, uh, I would have done it. I would have done it. Okay, let's see the next example. If I had studied abroad, my English dash dash better. Would better, wouldn't better, will better, would have been better. So the right option is would have been better. Let us see next example. If you had participated in the election, people dash dash chosen you. Would have chosen you, wouldn't have chosen you, will chosen you, would chosen you. So right option is would have chosen you. The structure of type 3 is if past perfect in if clause and future perfect in the main clause. Let us see all the structures of if clause. Type 0, the structure of type 0 is if plus simple present tense in the if clause and simple present tense in the main clause when it is universal truth or it is a scientific truth. Let us see the type 1. The structure of type 1 is if simple present tense in if clause and will or won't in main clause. Let us see the structure of type 2. If past tense in if clause and the would or wouldn't in the main clause. And the structure of a last type or type 3 is past perfect in the if clause and would or wouldn't perfect in the main clause. Now it is a time of evaluation or check your understanding. Let us see the examples. If I had studied hard, I dash passed the exam. Second example, if I went to Agra, definitely I dash visit Taj Mahal. Uh, Let us see third example. If you don't run fast, you dash get the bus. Let us see the fourth example. If I have varieties of colors, I dash draw the image of rainbow. Let us see the fifth example. If you heat ice, it dash. Let us see the next example. If you had given me your email address, I dash answered to you. Seventh example. If I won a lottery of rupees 10 lakh, I dash purchase a new house. Let us see eighth example. If Rajeshwari knew the secret, she dash tell the truth. Let us see the last example. If he tells me the address, I dash attend the function. So if you solve all the examples, I think you would have understood the teaching. Uh, Thank you for watching my video.
It is one of the most valuable videos, so watch it, like it, and subscribe it.